Throughout history, we've celebrated the achievements of great leaders, thinkers, and conquerors. But what if I told you that some of the most famous historical figures had dark, hidden sides? Beneath their legends, many were surrounded by mystery, secrets, and even crimes. Today, we're counting down the top 5 historical figures with dark and mysterious pasts. And some of these secrets might make you look at history's heroes in a completely different light. Stick around until the end, because the figure at number 1 is a legend whose true identity may shock you. Starting off our list is Grigory Rasputin, the infamous mad monk who rose from obscurity to become a powerful influence in the Russian Empire. Known for his wild eyes, unkempt beard, and mystical healing abilities, Rasputin gained the trust of Tsar Nicholas II and his family, especially Tsarina Alexandra. But was he a holy man or a fraud? Rasputin's dark past is filled with rumors of occult practices, political manipulation, and even scandalous affairs with women in the Russian court. Some claimed he had almost hypnotic control over the royal family, and his influence over Montiar, the Russian throne, created bitter enemies. In the end, Rasputin's life ended just as mysteriously as it began. He was poisoned, shot, and drowned by his enemies, but even in death, his legend lives on. Was Rasputin truly a healer, or was he a puppet master, controlling the empire from behind the scenes? At number 4, we have one of the darkest figures in history, Elizabeth Báthory, also known as the Blood Countess. Born into nobility in Hungary during the 16th century, Báthory was a wealthy and powerful woman. But her legacy is far from noble. Legends claim that Báthory tortured and killed hundreds of young girls in her castle, bathing in their blood to preserve her youth and beauty. While some historians argue that these stories may have been exaggerated by political enemies, records show that she was convicted of horrific crimes, and over 80 witnesses testified against her. Whether the tales of blood-soaked rituals are true or not, one thing is clear. Elizabeth Báthory's dark and twisted reputation has earned her a place in history as one of the most terrifying figures ever. Our third figure, Vlad the Impaler, was the inspiration for Bram Stoker's famous character Dracula, and for good reason. Ruling Wallachia in the 15th century, Vlad III gained a fearsome reputation for his brutal methods of punishment, particularly impaling his enemies on wooden stakes. But what's even darker is that Vlad wasn't just cruel in battle. His rule was filled with paranoia, revenge, and mass executions. Vlad's cruelty wasn't limited to foreign invaders. He used impalement as a way to maintain control over his own people, leaving entire fields filled with his victims. While many see him as a national hero for defending his homeland against the Ottoman Empire, others view him as a monster who took pleasure in unspeakable acts of violence. Vlad's mysterious and bloody legacy continues to cast a shadow over history, earning him the title of one of the darkest rulers ever. At number 2 is a figure whose past is as horrifying as it is tragic. Gilles de Rais, a French nobleman who fought alongside Joan of Arc during the Hundred Years' War. De Rais was once a celebrated hero, but after the war, his life took a disturbing turn. Accused of kidnapping, torturing, and murdering dozens, possibly hundreds, of children, De Rais became one of the most notorious serial killers in history. Although some historians question whether De Rais was truly guilty or the victim of a political plot, his trial and execution left a stain on his legacy. How could a war hero who helped liberate France have such a monstrous hidden side? The mystery of Gilles de Rais and the truth behind the accusations remain one of history's darkest enigmas. Finally, at number 1, we have the most infamous and mysterious figure in history, Jack the Ripper. Operating in London's Whitechapel district in the late 1800s, Jack the Ripper terrorized the streets by brutally murdering at least 5 women. But what makes Jack the Ripper's past so mysterious? We don't even know who he was. Despite extensive investigations, the identity of Jack the Ripper has remained an unsolved mystery for over a century. Many theories have surfaced, suggesting that the killer might have been a doctor, a member of the royal family, or even a well-known artist. But no one has ever been able to definitively solve the case. To this day, the Ripper's dark past, his identity, motives, and methods continues to haunt historians, criminologists, and true crime enthusiasts alike. And there you have it, 5 historical figures with dark and mysterious pasts. From war heroes turned killers to rulers whose cruelty knew no bounds, these figures remind us that even the most famous names in history may hide terrifying secrets. But what do you think? Are some of these stories exaggerated? Or is there more truth to their dark legacies than we care to admit? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more strange and mysterious stories from history. Thanks for watching, and remember, history's heroes might not always be what they seem.